Hello, aligned souls, and welcome to this Cancer full moon collective reading for January 13th of 2025. Whenever you find this reading, just know it's meant to find you. And should you wish to skip the introduction, you can find the timestamps for the reading below, where we'll go into some tarot and oracle supportive messages, okay? Yeah, I'm inviting you to stay a while. Get cozy, okay? This Cancer energy is asking you to get cozy. So let's listen in here. Let's talk about the energies currently. This full moon is right between 23 and 24 degrees Cancer, and I will read on the Sabian symbols in the reading for you. This energy is coming in very strong, okay? Drenching us in the waters of emotional depth and asking us to reflect on balance within ourselves, our emotional well-being, and in the world around us, right? Macro and micro. Mars retrograde in Cancer is conjunct this moon, stirring up a wave of emotions. And we are really having to practice energetic and emotional hygiene. Are you navigating these waves intentionally or letting them carry you whichever way they will? And to add to this, Sun and Mercury in Capricorn is opposing this full moon, okay? Capricorn is naturally Cancer's opposite. And we're right in the middle of this cosmic dance between these opposites, father and mother, builder and nurturer, action and stillness. But while these energies, they may seem to be at odds, Cancer and Capricorn have more in common than we often realize, much like any of the opposites that we find on the astral wheel. Capricorn, the sea goat, draws from earth and water, blending practicality with the depths of intuition. Cancer, the crab, dances between land and sea, embodying sensitivity, protection, and resilience. Together, they ask us to honor the duality within us. Root and flow, build and feel, do and be. Cancer, the sign of the nurturer, maternal energy. Again, we innately have this energy, whether you're masculine or feminine, we have both. And in Mars in Cancer, this nurturing can become protective, even overbearing. It's the energy of mama bear, ready to shield, defend, and fight for what matters most. And are we seeing this very clearly wherever you are in the world? But this full moon is asking us, what are you protecting and why? Is your protection rooted in love or fear? Are you safeguarding a boundary or building a wall that you can't even escape? Are you preserving life's sacred flow or clutching onto it with control? Mars retrograde in Cancer conjunct this full moon invites us to explore this balance between fierce action and gentle nurturing. It's easy right now to slip into emotional overdrive when defending what we care about. But this alignment also asks us to consider the subtleties of protection and what that means. The space we create for others to grow, our small communities, the ones we truly can rely on, the softness we offer in times of strife, the trust we place in the flow of life to guide us forward. Protection unchecked becomes a cage. The question is not only what you guard, but how you guard it. Where is your energy flowing right now during this full moon in Cancer and beyond? And what is worth the fight and what is asking for surrender? Now, let's talk about, again, the global mirror here. The crises and imbalances that we see, right? Stark reality check in the world. This energetic dissonance between the masculine and feminine energy that inhabits this earth. This isn't just about gender. or societal roles. It's about polarity that fosters life itself. It's about, again, active principle and being. We all embody both. And these current energies are asking us, again, are you honoring the full dance? Or are you stuck on one side of the fence or the other, right? And it's okay, right? It's okay if you find yourself. We're at that precipice where we're finding that balance. This is what the full moon is calling us to do, and it's not going to happen overnight. The energy you're utilizing and why, right? It takes time. The motivation behind your actions. The crises that we are seeing globally are echoes of this imbalance. I truly feel that, okay? And this full moon invites us again to honor both energies, to let them flow between each other and within ourselves, okay? Nurture that sustains us without leaving us as an empty shell, directionless, right? And ruled by our emotional overwhelm. That is not a place to be taking action. It's a part of the grief process, but it's not where we actually can see the way forward. Emotions are vital, right? They ignite our passions and guide us, our purposes. They must be tempered to carve a path forward again with clarity, free from the pull of the deep end. Now let's dive into the cards. I'm excited to see what this reading is going to provide for us. The energy is ripe and the lessons are deep and the journey is yours. Let's uncover it together. Hello friends, and welcome to this full moon reading. I know that we already dived into quite a bit, but I really feel like the energy is so ripe. And it is a lot. Like I said, it's not going to happen overnight. Don't expect it all to click. Right? Again, these full moon readings, the energy is ripe at the full moon, but it's a culmination of knowledge, much like anything. Evolutionary astrology takes from the past and we move forward. Right? What are you going to do with this information that we collect today in this reading? So take a deep breath. I want to ring the bell and we're going to get right into it, okay? This is going to be the Cancer full moon reading, collective reading, angels, guides, ascended masters, ancestors, allies. We call you into this space for my collective. And again, thank you for joining me here in this space that we get to create together. Okay. And again, those links for my Etsy shop. I do have a 2025 year forecast. The year has already started off pretty monumental. So if you're feeling like you need something to root you down, just know my yearly forecast offer that. We go month by month. We feel into the upcoming eclipses, okay? Stay tuned for March, okay? March 2025 is going to be a massive month for everyone. So if you really want to anchor yourself in, check out my Etsy, okay? So I want to read about the 23rd and 24th degrees of Cancer for this full moon, okay? These are the Sabian symbols. And I did pull, I pulled from my Kuan Yin. I didn't even look at it. And look at that big old full moon. It says here, above you, the lantern dancer. And I will read from the book, actually. Let me gather that for you. But let's first read the degrees. But this is the Kuan Yin Oracle deck. We'll see how it connects with the message for you. So 23 degrees Cancer, the meeting of the literary society, an objective and a critical approach to the common factors in our culture and its psychological problems. It's already shaping up to be something that seems to be quite resonating. The poets, novelists, and critics of society represent the endeavor by especially sensitive and intellectually gifted individuals to give form and meaning to the most characteristic situations and interpersonal relationships of their society and culture. They mirror society and at the same time influence and guide its development. It is their function to discuss the significance of what is and to imagine what might be. They are both barometers and thermostats, reflectors and projectors of a yet most unconscious image. With this third stage of Cancer, we reach the level of intellectualization. Here, the individual operates both as an objective mind and as an emotional participant. Again, this is speaking on the balance of Capricorn and Cancer. Being objective, right? Practical, and also still holding that emotional depth. The artists, the creators of this world. Think about art, music, poetry. You know, it's what inspires us. It's what leads us forward, even through challenges. And then Cancer at 24 degrees, a woman and two men, castaways on a small island of the South Seas. The focalization of this degree is of complex inner potentialities and harmonic and concrete relationships. So after we have started to intellectualize, right, society, our emotions, right, trying to conceptualize our emotions, we step into this phase, and it's a threefold aspect of the human personality. The emotional life, the woman is facing the possibility, if not the inevitability, of relating itself to both the spiritual and the mental. This confrontation occurs on a small island of the South Seas, and South always refers symbolically to the strong and passionate impulses of human nature. What's going on in the South right now? The Southwest for, you know, us in the Northern Hemisphere and in the US, we all know what's happening in LA, right? Interesting. So the South represents strong and passionate impulses of human nature. Somehow the threefold consciousness has to develop a harmonious and well-integrated modus vivendi, a specific way of life. If successful, this will release powerful energies and will lead to the next symbolic stage. So what is needing to be integrated, much like what I was speaking about in the intro, masculine, feminine. I didn't even read on those degrees, and it always pleasantly surprises me when there is a correlation. So this is number 1. And if you're new to my channel, just know I do have a reading that I talked about for the 9-year, the Hermit, the snake, right? We're shedding our skin, and we're moving into, again, March, April, is going to be Neptune and Saturn going into Aries mid-year, okay? And it's kind of reminding me of that with the 1. Aries is first house. It says here, look beyond what appears to be, dear one. Guiding grace, like a star in the sky, shows the way through what is happening now. I am the lantern dancer. Interesting, this person is holding a lantern just like that hermit. Interesting. Lighting the way to a new path, a new reality for you. Even when the moon is full and you believe that you see all it is, I know that there's something far more beautiful happening. Trust me, and I will show you. There is more to the situation than meets the eye. Ask the divine to show you what you need to know. Practical solutions can come. But first you need to step back and gain some higher perspective on the situation for the best results. So this is saying, you know, there's a lot of trust that is required. Okay, and again, it's not all action, right? It's not all about active principle. Sometimes it is about being, surrendering, trusting that the truth shall reveal itself. We can create a huge ruckus when we start placing false ideas, beliefs, limitations on ourselves and others, right? We see it a lot, and everyone wants to be right and prove a point, and to each their own. Your story matters. Remember that. But of course, this Cancer full moon, like I said, we have to balance our emotions. We have to understand what we're protecting and why. Who are we believing in? Trusted sources, integration, as those degrees mentioned. And a lot of the artists, again, influencers, some, right, you know, depending, each your own. Some are saying, you know, there's a lot of this like false prophets, false idols, you know, savior complex, that type of thing. I'm getting reminded of the Jules song, who will save your soul if you won't save your own? You know, so what Aries is going to be teaching us, especially mid-year. Who are your leaders? Who are you relying on? Again, like I was saying, we're noticing here when we have crisis, who's at the front line? Community, right? The minority. And although there are some that are, I guess we'd say, higher in ranking in that way, right? Depends on what ranking we're speaking on here. Bigger corporate societies, there's more than meets the eye here, and that's what that card was suggesting. There's more to be revealed. Interesting. Who are you leading on? Who are you leaning on? I'm hearing. Who are you leading on? There's a lot around leadership here. What is that? ET phone home. I heard ET phone home. Take me to your leader. On Earth, who? What's happening here with our leadership, right? What does it mean to be a good leader, I'm hearing? All right, let's see. Cancer full moon for my collective. Cancer full moon, what is the guidance for my collective? Thank you, angels, guides, ascended masters, allies. What do we have here? Beauty and death. Well, ain't that the truth? Yes. Beauty and death. Let's read about it here. This is like the death card, scorpionic energy. We are in a snake year again, shedding skin. There's a lot of purging. You know, the hermit within the cave, much like the 8th house, Scorpio energy. It's like the only way out is through, is what I'm hearing. And death is a part of life, much like, again, the death card. We have to go through these purges, this transformation. What's hidden, we might not have all the answers. And that's when our emotions can get the best of us, right? Especially the ego wants to preserve, protect. You know, it's innately a part of us, but there's this integration that we're having to learn to balance. What are we protecting and why? And the things that we once protected, we're starting to realize we might need to die off. There's a reevaluation with this full moon here. It says, abandon your baggage. Remember who you are by letting go of what does not suit you anymore. Thoughts and actions alike carry weight. Feel what can be left behind. Rejoice in its abandon. So interesting. The death duel here, this oracle, comes with a ritual, and it's a burning ritual. There's a lot of synchronicities that are happening in these messages already, just with the fires alone. And I'm not here to say that that's necessarily, I don't want to say that it was meant to happen, okay? But again, it's a stark reality check that we are facing here in 2025 and beyond, okay? I was about to pull from this deck, we're not pulling from that yet, of what's actually happening on this planet. Again, masculine, feminine, polarities, energies, the integration, the understanding. And as we ourselves integrate this and understand this diversity within us, we can create waves of change. It all starts with self. Again, 9-year, the Hermit card. But like I was saying with the fires, some say that it's, you know, everything happens in divine order. And I have a kind of blended philosophy. You know, I do believe in fate and destiny and free will, you know, and free will can dictate a lot of what occurs within our lives, right? Karma, right? Think about it. We come born with karma, past lives. Pisces is teaching us. We have the Pisces North Node right now as well as of January 11th, Virgo South Node. Make sure you're watching my general monthly readings to get more in tune with that information. I provide astrology, channeled guidance, and tarot and oracle messages for each sign, okay? If you're new to my channel, I go into more detail with all the astrological stuff. I don't want to go into all of it because there's a lot. All right, let's focus on this full moon and Mars retrograde in Cancer. But get ahead of myself here. It's again, past life karma, okay? Our ancestors, the stories before us, all of it is interwoven in how things are playing out. Again, free will, the choices that some have made that are, again, higher ranking. I'm hearing a lot around leadership. Take me to your leader. You know, the alien movies. It's so funny. All right, let's see here. Cancer full moon. Cancer full moon, what do we have for them? Angels, guides, ascended masters. What are the messages for my collective? Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe if you like my style. And again, check out my monthly free readings here on YouTube. Take me to your lead. I just keep hearing it. I see like a posse of aliens. And someone's like, you don't want to go there. Not now. Wow. Let's see here. Let's talk about fate and destiny. We got the fountain in this, the fountain oracle or fountain tarot, which is the wheel of fortune, which talks about fate and destiny. And with it in reverse, I'm getting that there's a delay on where we're going, because I feel like there is, again, some leadership here. And if I were to relay this as a personal reading to you, right, because my readings are mainly self-focused, but sometimes messages come through that are talking about a larger scale group, that the choices of few reflect the lives of many, is what I'm hearing. So our leaders, our gurus, our mentors, we are starting to understand and dismantle and have been the power and the ranking that has been over us and has delayed some sort of change, a twist of fate at that, okay, with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, where we've been codependent. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This is leaning on the South Node in Virgo. And again, if you want to know more about how this is influencing you personally, I have the 2025 yearly forecast, and I have a North and South Node natal playlist for all of the nodal axes on my YouTube. You can find that link below. Because some of you might have this Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node, okay? But there is growth incoming wave. Pluto in Aquarius, the star. Okay? A revolutionary act, and the revolution will be televised, as we all know. I'm actually thinking back to another reader on YouTube who's talking about this. She does a lot of ancestral guidance. She's amazing. I can't remember her full channel name, the butterfly something, but she does a lot of ancestral channeled guidance, and she was talking about what's happening in the world right now, specifically what's happening here in North America, and how our ancestors did not have technology. You know, they didn't have a smartphone, they didn't have access to all this information, and if they did, how would they have shown up for their families? With the constant pressure and emotional hostility and a dysregulation. You know, think of Cancer, maternal. Most men went off to war, right? Now it's a bit different, but back in the day, it was predominantly men. So women, if they were seeing what was happening overseas to their husbands, you know, they wouldn't have been able to really show up the way that they did. And so with that knowledge now, we have to be very discerning. We have to know how to regulate our emotions, especially. And there is a lot leaning on the past here. What have we learned from the past? Six of Cups. And how can that propel us forward in a positive direction that is not only healing us, but it's healing the collective? Pluto and Aquarius. Three of Wands. This is Aries. Okay, I feel like a lot of this star quality, this star energy, this healing, again, the star comes after the Tower. The only way out is through. Okay, because there needs to be movement nonetheless, where there's been stagnancy, where we've been lied to, where we've been deceiving ourselves, where have we been emotionally dysregulated, and let others take the lead because we are just a mess. And again, in my grief series that I have, we all know there's stages to grief. There's no shame in our emotions, but we have to understand that there's a time, there's a call to leadership. There's a reason why I was mentioning leadership, is because this Aries influence, Three of Wands, is that we are having to learn how to turn our backs and to progress forward and to understand that we all innately have this star quality. The more that we can awaken this leadership within us, the less we can rely and be codependent on others. Again, when we are emotionally distraught and in fear, right? Lower frequencies. Higher ranking, a certain percentage of people may like that kind of power and use it. Emotions can fuel in a good and bad way, okay? And it's bittersweet is what I'm hearing with the Six of Cups. It's bittersweet. There is a lot of bitter with the sweet as well. We have to be able to see the silver lining in what's occurring, or we will be swept out to sea. And what use are we then? Again, I'm thinking of like stages 1 and 2. If you want to check back to my channel, I have a YouTube playlist as well. I think I have stages 1 and 2 only. I didn't get to stage 3 yet. This was back 2 years ago, October, when we had major catastrophic events happening in the world, overseas. And we are, with this Cancerian energy, again, it's like Mama Bear, what we're protecting. Three of Cups is Cancer. Cancer moon, yeah. We all, whether we're masculine or feminine, again, doesn't matter, we innately have both, are feeling this kind of mama bear drive. What are we protecting? You know, this maternal instinct to want to help and provide and to be taken care of as well. Who can hold us? Where can we be anchored in? Right, our support systems. I saw the Three of Cups there. Who can we rely on? All right, our leaders, our gurus, our mentors. Again, it's drawing back to that same message. But there's a fine line again, like I was saying before, is we have to become our own leader. Yeah, the star in reverse. We cannot be weighed down by the weight of the world. Again, the stages of grief. I remember talking about this with anger. A lot of the messages that were coming through is that we have to let that anger, because anger and sadness are just unexpressed love, grief, right? It's unexpressed love. Yeah, 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords in reverse. And we have to be able to utilize those emotions to create change. Three of Wands. Like I'm seeing like movement, because there's like this propelling. He's swinging these wands. He's creating some sort of windmill, like energy. I'm seeing like wind, what do you call those? Wind turbines. Interesting with the Aquarius. You know, this is a renovation of how we are collecting energy. And again, like I mentioned, energetic protection, energetic hygiene. You do not want to become a sponge, because when we are operating from fear, shame, lack, we are very susceptible to the lower astral realm. Protect your peace. Okay, let's see what else we have for Cancer full moon. Yeah, there's something about wind. which air, Aquarius is air. We have Scorpio, and we also have Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo. 8 of Cups. Look at that, the moon, 8 of Cups. There's a lot around leadership I'm seeing here. We are feeling the fall, 5 of Pentacles, the loss, financial loss, literally being displaced, 5 of Pentacles, displacement, 8 of Cups. From our leaders, the Emperor, this is divine masculine. When we're speaking upon the masculine, like I've been suggesting from the intro, is that there's a hyper masculine energy that is present in the world. There's an imbalance, and we're seeing it in the fluctuations of global crisis. Here's Cancer, Chariot. And the moon for me is also Pisces and Cancer, so this is the balance here. We do not want to, again, it's like sink or swim. If we allow those tides to just toss us away, and again, each stage of grief, we're going to go through it. But I feel like now the message is, for my collective and for those that are watching this reading, is to understand your emotions and be able to process them in almost like an efficient way. Again, utilizing them to power you forward, the Chariot. How are you utilizing the depths of your emotions to create change, to create movement, to create victory within your life, right? This is not staying stagnant in the moon. This is a direct reflection of the current times, full moon, Cancer. We need to be able to operate the both dark and light within us and around us to navigate this Chariot forward. And the only person that can navigate that Chariot is the Emperor or the Empress. In the Tarot, those are the only ones that can. So what does that mean? This means a balanced masculine, a balanced feminine. We are integrating both. We understand that it takes both. Again, we see that here as well. The moon, feminine, Emperor, masculine. Okay? And they're both upright, which is beautiful to see. We also see here in the cards, we have to be able to walk away from being victimized, feeling like a victim. Again, in this card, 5 of Pentacles, this does talk about displacement. And my heart does go out to those that are in this global crisis. This is not a laughing matter. And for people to poke fun at the fact that, oh, you know, Hollywood needs to be burnt down and this and that. Yeah, there's a lot of evils in the world everywhere. But there's a lot of people that are innocent that have lost their homes. You know, so I really want us to be a little bit more mindful of how we are communicating to each other. Mars retrograde can be a bit volatile. Again, Mars and any retrograde, it's an extreme of that planet. And Mars itself is very extreme, and it's not very comfortable in Cancer. Again, masculine meets feminine. They have to face each other. And that seems to be a challenge here on Earth. Right? There seems to be a lot of challenge with the masculine and feminine, and allowance for both to be in balance and harmony. Okay? But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a lot coming through here. My heart goes out to those that are in this. But we also have to, again, get up. There's resources, there's shelter. I have seen such positive videos out there. Yes, there's a lot of stuff that is fear-mongering. And not to say it's all false. There is a lot that's happening down there, but make sure anywhere in the world, whatever's happening in the news, whatever's happening around you externally, and again, this could be internally as well. It's all reflected in the moon, okay? Is that we have to be able to get up, stand up for your right. Don't keep your head down. Keep your head up. I was about to say that there's a lot of videos out there where you're seeing in these small towns, you know, amongst LA, many communities have been lost, you know, not just one. And again, I can relate this to other places in the world. And again, within your own home. Cancer does represent the 4th house, the home, your own home. Okay? Your stability, your roots, your ancestors, your community. There's a lot of people that are really coming together. We have people that are coming from Mexico. We have people that were incarcerated. They're on the front line. This is a stark reality check to the people that we may have judged or falsely persecuted. They're the ones that are there on the front line, working their ass off for those that are displaced and suffering. Okay? So hats off to you, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of strength and adversity, courage. You know? But again, if I were to reflect this in our personal life, this is just a direct reflection of there are resources, there are people, but you have to put yourself out there, 8 of Cups. You have to move towards it. It might be slow. It might take time to recover, right? But you have to take action. You have to get on that chariot. Yes, Ace of Swords. We can't allow ourselves to be too complacent at this time. The energy and inertia is gaining momentum, okay? And it's only just begun. Knight of Pentacles. It's only just begun. Yeah, these 2 cards are here again. The Carpenters. That song was coming through for me earlier when I was watching some posts on Instagram, and I channel a lot of music. I'll put that link below. And Get Up, Stand Up. Oh, show the world the real you. Yeah. I want to actually write these down so I don't forget. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. The thing about the Knight of Pentacles is that they're the one knight that gets it done. The Carpenters. Yeah, it's only just begun, and it was really kind of eerie, actually. You know, like how some, like, scary movies, they have, like, a really, like, kind of pleasant, boppy song, but it's, like, kind of eerie, and I was seeing that. Like, it's only just begun, and it's not, like, to be, like, a doomsdayer, but there is a lot of this that's occurring, and again, this is shifts that are occurring within the world. It's, I know, the Great Wave. I was talking about this back in, what, October, November? Feeling into Pluto and Aquarius. Feeling into, again, Neptune and Saturn going into Aries. It's only just begun. And it doesn't mean that it's all bad. It doesn't mean that it's all just natural disaster. But just prepare yourself. We have to learn how to rely on our community, be sustaining, to be empowered in our own right. Who are we calling on? Are we being our own leader? Are we letting ourselves be drowned out by our emotions? Right? Again, what are we protecting and why? Show the world the real you. Being fiercely authentic. This is Aquarius. Okay? And Aquarius is also reflected here in the star. We all have this quality within us. And again, this comes after that tower. The tower needs to crumble. It's built on a false foundation. And we're seeing that in the world. And again, we're humans of extremes. If you haven't noticed that yet, I sure have. Sadly, I've talked to my friends about this, and it's a goal of mine is to understand this, to find that center point. The eye within the storm. It's very much Piscean. You know, it's this surrender to the void. To understand duality, right? Masculine, feminine. But within this journey, when we get to the end of this journey, Knight of Pentacles, the long journey, we actually realize that duality is an illusion, right? It's all amongst the same. But I guess the only way out is through. Like I said, we have to understand the details to uncover the deeper truth. Interesting. Show the world the real you. I hope you're getting down what I'm putting down. I feel like I'm like decoding the messages myself. They're coming in like fragments. What else do we have for the full moon in Cancer collective? And I feel like, yeah, emotions are running high. I feel like they're coming through kind of fragmented. Like I'm seeing like pixelated, is because it only has begun. And like I said from the beginning of this reading, is that we are leaning on the choices of few that many are going to be affected by. Okay? And it does create an emotional whirlwind. Who are you allowing and why to make decisions for you? Emotions are running high. Yes. Yes. But again, understanding how our emotions can help fuel us, not keep us trapped. Let's see what we have here for my lovely collective to wrap up this full moon and Cancer reading. Woo! The energy is thick. It is. Just know that we will be feeling the lightning of Mars retrograde February 23rd. And again, stay tuned for my monthly readings. I'm trucking away through January. And again, those yearly forecasts are amazing. I've been pumping them out, and it's so amazing to see how unique each and every one of my clients and what they're going through, how they're being affected. You know, your story is so important. So if you want to go deeper with me, check out my Etsy. And also, I have my newsletter. It's a monthly newsletter, no spam, okay? You get discount codes, you get access to in-person and online events. And also, I'll be doing card pulls for my newsletter attendees. If you sign up, again, that link is below, you get automatically a 20% off coupon code. So go check out that link below if you want 20% off my services. All right, let's wrap up this reading. And again, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Make sure that you reflect on those questions from the beginning of the reading. Give yourself some time. Again, this is not going to happen overnight. It's only just begun. All right, let's see here. What do we have for the Cancer full moon, angels? What do we have for the Cancer full moon? The guidance for my collective, Cancer full moon. Blue star, tree of life. The tree of life reminds me of Capricorn. Blue star, number 4, Emperor. Yeah, 4th house. Numbers I'm seeing here, by the way, we have a lot of 8 and 4. Okay, 8th house, again, is Scorpio. We have 4th house, Cancer. What's hidden, again, is being revealed. Blue star, let's read about it. Let me find the book for you, 1 second. I got all my books over here, because if I put all my books on this table, you wouldn't be able to see me. Number 4. So it's important for you, again, to look into your 4th house and your 8th house at this time. Where do you have Cancer, Aquarius showing up strongly? Pisces and Scorpio are showing up really predominantly in this reading. And we do have Aries and Taurus here as well. And I do offer birth chart analysis too. It says, follow the light of the blue star will lead you to the temple of truth within your soul. The blue star is your guiding light through the darkness and serves as a reminder to the blue flame of truth burning within your soul. To follow the blue star is to see beyond the illusions of the mind and walk firmly in the light of your deeper truth, connecting you to the divine mystic, Pisces North Node, the oracle that's within you, the leader that's within you, the star. With the rising and expansion of consciousness, you move closer to the guiding light of love. Teachers and masters dwell here. As a collective union of divine love, they shine their loving light for all to see. Together, their light inspires creativity, love, hope. You are being guided always, star being. Already you have journeyed far within your own kingdom of light. Your courageous soul is being honored as the divine light within you continues to shine brighter each day. This is very much reminding me of the throat chakra. Yes, so speaking, show the world the real you. Speaking up for those, like 11th house Aquarius is also very much the advocate. I'm getting reminded of Myers-Briggs. Some of you might be the advocate. I believe it's ENFP. Yeah, ENFP. But 11th house is, again, networks. This is humanitarian acts. And there's a balance there. Like I said from the beginning, this all kind of correlates back to the beginning, is there's a time to be in that active principle masculine, to be of service and to help. But there's a time to just be. And it's okay. There's no shame or guilt if you can't show up in a certain way for the people around you. There's also a time when you need to help yourself. Because again, if we're always in this hyper masculine energy, Virgo South Node, the shadow of that is the overachiever, right? Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node is also speaking on, again, the martyr. This savior complex. We can't save the world, but we sure can save ourselves. We can take small steps, again, Knight of Pentacles, to get up. Make the change, be the change that we wish to see. Recover. And it's going to start in smaller communities. It's going to start smaller. Knight. Right? And yes, there is a lot being illuminated around leadership, like we saw here. Right? Show the world the real you. Don't drown yourself out. Who are your leaders? Take me to your leader, they're saying. I hope that this finds you well. If you want to go deeper in a private reading with me, you can find me again on Etsy. You can email me directly as well. Take care of yourself. Protect yourself. Bye for now.